going to talk about the distributive property. And the distributive property is exactly as it sounds. It's distributing. It only works when you're distributing over addition or subtraction. And it works when you have parentheses and you have something out here that you are distributing to everything in those parentheses. It doesn't work if it's division in here or multiplication. It only works if it's addition or subtraction. And this, of course, when you have a number right next to a parenthesis, means multiplication. So I'm going to start with a very simple one, like this. And for this, you can see that now I'm going to multiply 6 by everything in these parentheses. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times y is 6y. With algebra, we like to always put the letters first. So we're going to put 6y plus 12. The 12 is called a constant because it's all by itself with no letter at all, no variable at all. So we like to call that a constant. The letters, if you had an x and a y, you would be putting them in alphabetical order. When you have exponents, you put them in descending order. You don't have to worry about all that quite yet. All right, so let me show you another type, and it's the same exact idea, but instead of putting the number here, I'm going to put it here. I'm still doing the same thing. I'm still distributing it here and distributing it here. So 5 times 3 is 15, and 5 times x is 5x. And I want to switch them around to have the correct order, 5x plus 15. That would be my answer. Now, I know you're probably not happy with that answer. You're saying, what kind of an answer is that with a letter in it? But it's okay to have an answer like this in algebra. That's as far as I can take it unless I know what x equals or unless I'm given equals something else. So I'm just going to leave it just like that. Now let's try one that has minus on the inside. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing 4 times x is 4x. Now watch here because this can get a little tricky. Isn't x minus 3 really the same as x plus negative 3? So what you're really doing is 4 times negative 3, which is negative 12. If you're more comfortable writing it like this, you certainly can. But this is the way you're going to end up writing it. Let's try some more. Now I'm going to put a negative number out here. So when I have a negative number out here, it's the same rules apply. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Now I have negative 2 times positive 4, which is negative 8. Can I write it like this? Sure. I'd like you to try to start learning to write it like this. Means exactly the same thing. Number 5. Now we have a negative outside, and guess what? We have negatives inside. But you're going to be good at that because you understand what to do. Negative 9 times negative x. Now remember, negative x is like saying negative 1x. So I'm doing negative 9 times negative 1, which is 9, and then times the x. Negative 9 times negative 4, remember it's plus negative, would be positive 36. So my answer here is 9x plus 36. We like to put that box around it to keep it clear. The next one is a little bit different because you're going to notice here now that we have an x here and an x here. Do you remember what we said x times x is? It's x times x, not x plus x, so it's x squared. We've been doing a lot with squared, like radius squared means r times r. So x times x is x squared, and then x times y is xy. And that order is just fine for that one. Y times a minus b. Now we have no numbers at all. We have only variables. y times a is ya. Y times negative b, add the opposite, would be negative yb. Now I like to write those in alphabetical order. So it would be ay minus by. And we just have one or two more. Negative x times x minus 3. So we do negative x times x. Remember, this is a negative 1. This would be a positive 1. So it would be negative 1x squared. Then negative 1x times negative 3 is plus 3x. You don't need to show that negative 1. You can just say negative x squared plus 3x. And you're good to go.